Hey everyone, and welcome to Math. As we get started today, make sure that you have your book and your pencil, and we are on page 257. So on page 257, if you need to pause the video to get your book together, please do, and let's get started. So relate division and subtraction. So let's go backwards a little bit. We know that multiplication is related to addition. And the reason is because when we say let's multiply 2 times 3, we know we have two groups of 3, or 3 plus 3. So 2 times 3 is the same as 2 3s added together. So what does it mean to divide then? To divide means that it's related to subtraction. So now instead of having the factors, we have the total, 6, divided by, let's say, 3, which means that we're going to take 3 and subtract it from 6. So we have 6 minus 3, and then 6 minus 3 again would bring you to 0. And that's the goal with division, is to get it down to 0. Because here we started with 0 and we multiplied 2 times 3 to get 6. Here we started with 6 and we're bringing it back to 0 by subtracting. So how many 3's did we have to take away? We took away 2 3's. So that would be 6 divided by 3 equals 2. So that's how they're related to subtraction, similar to multiplication is related to addition. So getting started, just make sure that you have that understanding in your mind. Let's go in to example 1. A designer makes 15 dresses. So there's 15 total. So since we have a total, that means that we're going to be either subtracting or we're going to be dividing. So in equal numbers, and when they say in equal numbers, we know that we're dividing because we're putting them into equal groups of red, blue, and yellow. How many colors do you see here? So you say 3. I have 15 total divided by 3. How many dresses of each color are there? So write a division sentence with a symbol for the unknown. 15 divided by 3 equals unknown. So here's the division sentence already done for us. So that's checked off. One way to solve this: draw one counter at a time on each dress. So here we have, just like we did last week, we had 3 groups or 3 circles. And we're going to put 1 in each circle or on each dress until we've used up all 15. So we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So there are how many of each color? Well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 5 dresses of each color. The unknown is 5. So 15 divided by 3 equals 5. So this is one way to solve it, which we did last week by doing the count out method until you get to the total. Let's check out what happens if we use a number line. So pause the video if you need those notes, and let's check it out. Another way to use a number line, you can also divide repeated subtractions. So just like in multiplication, you can use repeated addition. In division, you can use repeated subtraction. Subtract equal groups of 3 repeatedly until you get to 0. So we're going to start with 15 total. So we're starting on the 15 on the number line, and we're going to take 3 away each time. So we jump 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Once we do that, we count how many times we jumped. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We jumped 5 times. So 15 divided by 3 equals 5. So as you can see, what we've done is we've subtracted over and over again until we got to 5. So now let's move on to the next page. If you need these notes, pause this video. And that brings us to page 258. Make sure you're on page 258. And you have your notes for 257 already done. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, boy. Oh, I do not know what just happened, but it went crazy. Sometimes this happens to me. This is 258. Now we're all set. So as we go into page 258, this is our practice for example 2, and then we're going to do our guided practice. Goodness, my computer is super slow. This happens. All right. So example 2 says use repeated addition or repeated subtraction. Wow, we're stuck in the old way. To find 10 divided by 2. Then write a division sentence. One way, use the number line. So we could start with 10, and we can count backwards by 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, until we get to 0. Then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 jumps. So we knew that we had subtracted 2 5 times. 10 divided by 2 equals 5. Another way is to use repeated subtraction. Now, this would require you to do a lot of writing and solving for subtraction. So 10 minus 2 is 8. 8 minus 2 is 6. 6 minus 2 is 4. 4 minus 2 is 2. 2 minus 2 is 0. Subtract groups of 2 until you reach 0. How many groups did you subtract? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can see it's the same thing as doing this. We went 8, 6, 4, 2, 0. So that is how division would be looked at when we look at repeated subtraction. If you need those notes, please pause the video. Guided practice. So there are 16 flowers. Each vase has 4 flowers. So we have a total. We have each, which tells us to divide. And then we have 4 flowers in each group. So how many vases are there? So we start with, we know there's 16 total. 16 divided by 4 equals what? So we can use repeated addition to, or repeated subtraction to divide. So we'll start with 16, and we're going to go backwards on the number line. It's kind of hard to draw your number line in these books, so you might need a separate piece of paper. But your goal would be to have a number line, or you can just stack the numbers all the way down to 0. That's a lot of writing. Or you can just subtract by 4. So if I were to say, okay, I'm going to subtract by 4, I'm going to say, okay, 16 minus 4 equals 12. Then 12 minus 4 equals 8. 8 minus 4 equals 4. And 4 minus 4 equals 0. So essentially, I'm going down the number line by 4 each time. So I went 1 4, 2 4s, 3 4s, 4 4s. So I went down 4 times. I subtracted 4 times. So that means the answer is 4. There are 4 vases. And you could check this by saying 4 times 4 equals 16. Next, there are 14 ears. Each dog has 2 ears. How many dogs are there? So we know that each dog, 14 total, each dog has 2. So we're going to take 14 and we're going to subtract by 2. 12, 10, 8, 6, 4, 0. Oh, 2. Wow. And then 0. So how many 2s? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I had 14 divided by 2 equals 7. There were 7 2s to make 14. Hopefully you see it. If not, make sure you're looking again and seeing how you can find it in another way. So if you want to draw out a number line like this, you can, like number 3. So number 3, we have 12 divided by 3. So we're going to use repeated subtraction across the number line. Take away 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 until you get to 0. 12 divided by 3 equals 1, 2, 3, 4. How many jumps? 4 jumps. Same thing down here. We're going to divide by 2. So we're starting with our total, which is 8. 8 minus 2, 6 minus 2, 4 minus 2, 2 minus 2. We had 4 jumps, so 4 is our answer. If you need these notes, please pause the video. And that brings us down to the independent practice. With independent practice, you're going to be working on this independently. If you have questions about this independent work, you're going to be asking in Zoom, or you can check this video because I will be going through the entire thing with you right now. So we are going to start with number 5. Make sure that you are checking out number 5 as we go. And it starts with, write a division sentence with a symbol for the unknown, then solve. There are 16 orange slices. Each orange has 8 slices. So how many oranges are there? So we have 16 total divided by 8. So 16 divided by 8. 16 divided by 8. So 16 minus 8 equals 8. 8 minus 8 equals 0. So how many times? 1, 2. So how many oranges? 2 oranges. Make sure you're checking your work. You should have already done these problems, and now you're just checking to see, is it going well? So if you got it correct, you did great. If not, what did you do wrong when you did your subtraction? Now we have 16 miles. Each trip tells us to divide because we have a total, and we're dividing by 2. So 16 divided by 2. 16 divided by 2. Start with 16 minus 2, 14 minus 2, 12 minus 2, 10 minus 2, 8 minus 2, 6 minus 2, 4 minus 2, 2 minus 2, and that brings us to 0. How many minus 2's did we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we had 8 minus 2's. So that's 8 groups of 2. And that means that we have 8. 8 trips. And that brings us to the next one. The next one is number 7. There are 25 marbles. 25 is a total, with 5 marbles in each bag. Each tells us to divide. So we have 25 divided by 5. 25 divided by 5. 25 minus 5, 20. Minus 5, 15. Minus 5, 10. Minus 5, 5. Minus 5, 0. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times 5 equals 25, so that's correct. 5 bags. Moving on. Number 8. Remember, you're checking your work. You should have done these, and if you were getting them wrong, check the ones that are ahead of this before you see my answers, just to double check and see if you can get it correct. You're on your own. 4 friends, so 4 is apart, will share 12 muffins, and the reason I say that is because 12 is bigger than 4. So we have a total of 12 muffins divided by 4 friends. How many muffins will each friend get? So they're dividing it equally. So we have 12 divided by 4. 12 minus 4, 8. Minus 4, 4. Minus 4, 0. How many 4s? 1, 2, 3. 3 muffins. Use repeated addition or repeated subtraction to divide. 10 divided by 5. So we're going to count out 5 at a time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many times? 1, 2. The answer is 2. 6 divided by 3. 6. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So we had 2 times. If you need these answers, pause the video. Moving down to numbers 11 through 14. Number 11, we have 9 divided by 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 9 divided by 3 is 3. Here we have 8 divided by 4. Start with 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 2 times. 12 divided by 3, they're asking us to do this. So 12 minus 3 is 9. 9 minus 3 is 6. 6 minus 3 is 3. 3 minus 3 is 0. So you have how many times? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times. Next, 20 divided by 4. 20 minus 4 equals 16. 16 minus 4 equals 12. 12 minus 4, 8. 8 minus 4, 4. 4 minus 4, 0. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 fours. If you need the notes, pause the video. Let's move on. Page 260. All right, so page 260, we have some problem solving. Chicago's Ferris wheel is 10 stories tall. Each cart can seat up to 6 people for a 7-minute ride. Whoa, careful. There's a lot of numbers here, so we got to decide what each one is. So we have 10 stories, 6 people, 7 minutes. So we need to be careful with what we're using. Write a division sentence with a symbol for the unknown. If it costs $24 for 4 people to ride the Ferris wheel, how much does each ticket cost? So we have 24 total. 24 divided by 4. So it says write a sentence. 24 divided by 4. And it's $24 divided by 4. So 24 divided by 4 equals, so you say, okay, well, 24 minus 4, 20, minus 4, 16, minus 4, 12, minus 4, 8, minus 4, 4, minus 4, 0. So now you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fours. So it's $6 each. So the notes are important because that's how we're solving. So it did ask us to do repeated subtraction today, so that's why I'm continuing with that. Next we have, if 30 students from a class wanted to ride, how many carts will they need? So coming up here, how many people can each cart hold? So each cart can seat up to 6 people. So we have 30 divided by 6. 30 divided by 6. 30 divided by 6. And 30 divided by 6 is going to be minus 6, which is 24, minus 6, which is 18, minus 6, which is 12, minus 6, which is 6, minus 6, which is 0. How many 6s? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 carts. They need 5 carts to seat their whole class. If you need these notes, pause the video. Number 17 and 18, challenge problems. How can knowing that multiplication is repeated addition and division is repeated subtraction help you understand that multiplication and division are related? Addition and subtraction are opposites. So, division and multiplication are opposites. And this word is called inverse operation. Whoa, one P. So inverse operations are opposites. How is division related to subtraction? Division is repeated subtraction. Bang. Once you're done with that, we're moving on to homework. Pause the video if you need those notes. And for homework, we are looking at number 1, do the repeated addition or repeated subtraction with the number line. Number 3, do the repeated subtraction with subtraction sentences. So 1, 3, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 1, 3, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. Once you finish with that, you are done with your math for today. Great job, and keep up the great work. And I'll see you next time. Comment.